Welcome to Marantz Rantz, no advice on finance. Spin the wheel and take a chance. Get an NFT and a little education. The system got undertow, that knowledge is flotation. You wanna learn? Well, you came to right place. You pumping AMC, might get slapped in the face. Get your due diligence, know who the villain is. Don't be a sheep when the shepherd's carnivorous. So come learn, laugh, and maybe you win big. And listen up, y'all, the wheel is not rigged. Everybody get a chance in the live chat. Kyoto spin wheel, you win just like that. Retail fight back and this retail winning. Y'all just wait, man, this is just the beginning. All fellow simians, GME group singing the truth. We just chillin', infinity pool swimming. So welcome to Marantz Rantz. A lot of knowledge but no advice on finance. Don't even need pants, you can tune in naked like Henny the Mayo Man. Internet's most hated. Don't wanna lose your money, then it's time for you to listen. If you're ignorant, invest in AMC, a superstition. The stream about ready, they told us to don't dance. I do what I want. Welcome to Marantz Rantz. 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 Welcome to Marantz Rantz.
That's right. It's a cute bag. That's what we call it. When you own GameStop shares, we call it a cute bag. That's how we do it. We got a lot going on here tonight. We're going to be watching some videos. We're going to be going over the latest updates. The biggest update of my lifetime is right here, guys, just so we're clear. This is coming from you, to you, from Markets with May. Guys, if you weren't here 3 years ago, don't worry. Markets with May. GameStop. Okay, officially, I'm long. Who's the hers? Losers. Everybody. Can I tell you guys something? So, I made a video this morning. I'm driving in. I said, listen, we're talking to a billionaire when it comes to Ryan Cohen. You're talking about a guy who's doing transactions for billions and billions and billions of dollars. Treating companies like his own, doing things for identity, sure, but never doing something to rob you, the current shareholder. So Ryan goes on to interviews yesterday. He did an interview with CNBC. If you guys missed it, you should have seen it. Where he basically went out there to say, you're the smart guys. You're the paid analyst. You're the color analyst for finance. You guys are the personalities of the world when it comes to TV. Why don't you tell me what this deal is? Why do I have to spell it out for you? I mean, it's elementary, right? Have cash, have stock. And what we showed you here yesterday is that no matter how much of a dilutive product as people want to paint it out to be, it's not that clearly. What it is it would reinforce GameStop's value. And you don't just like burn off eBay. eBay's there. You didn't just buy IP. You bought it all. Yes, they have cash on hand. Believe it or not, they have $2 billion. Their shares outstanding. We actually own 5% of this damn thing, 22.5 million shares at a cost average of $85 a piece. We want to pay $125. There's a $40 gap there. We're up $900 million on the transaction, as is. So, and I have to mute whatever that was because you know how this goes. Messages never stop coming, bro. Pause. Thank you for the $20 super chat there, Minty Fresh. It's going to go a long way. That's what the backpack's for, guys. Backpack, if you guys don't know, we do giveaways once a month. All proceeds from this show are given back to GameStop, given back to the kids on giveaways. We do everything. We walk the streets, but this is just one example of some that came through. There's a whole letter with it. There's stuff inside. I have to go through. I haven't taken it all apart yet, but there's stuff in here from like actors and actresses, and I got a whole letter with it. Some signed donations. A whole bunch of artists that do these things like for a living at like Comic-Con and stuff. They donated to the channel for free. Oh, you know the game? You know the one everyone's looking for? Yeah, we'll give that one away. Let's see what else we're giving away. Oh, for free? Yeah, well, thank you. Oh, man, you GameStop investors. You guys are something else. Yeah, there's some PSA, some cards in here, some stuff going on. Artwork that's, one of a kind we'd be giving away. The actual people who create all this stuff. some of the artists for the Pokemon cards that are PSA certified. All that stuff is in here, autographed. A lot of you guys, these are all collectibles, guys. I got a whole bunch to go through, and I'll go through it all. Not to mention the backpack, right? Isn't that cool? So I thought that was pretty cool. And then there's other stuff to go over this whole thing. I'm sure if I go through this whole thing. But Hello Kitty, Evil Kitty, I don't know. I don't even know what the backpack is. It's something. But it's all from GameStop. You guys know you only get this at GameStop. But hey, we're going to talk about some other stuff like eBay. We're going to talk about other stuff like you, the investor. And of course, we're going to go over the 2 interviews Ryan Cohen did today that were absolutely phenomenal. A couple things you guys need to realize. When Ryan's talking to the press, he's not going to talk to CNBC with any type of respect because they've disrespected him for the last decade. Remember, these guys are the ones who actually made a documentary called The Meme King and put that out on blast the minute Ryan Cohen was selected as the CEO of GameStop. They portray GameStop as an investment that is for the weak, for the stupid, for the dumb. And it should have been bankrupt 20 times over. And here it is, extremely durable, making all the money in the world and doing well for what it is. And currently still growing, even today. Power Packs, $5,000 Power Pack was just released from GameStop this afternoon. If you're living under a rock and you don't see it, you can go to the website, Power Packs, which I navigate. We can go in here and we can click on Pokemon. And if we click on Pokemon, we then go through, there's a $5 pack there, Neutronium packs, whatever they may be. The chase card is $59,508. That is a massive chase. There's other cards in here that you could chase, even the Poncho Pikachu cards that I love. But here they are. These are the cards that are available to you to go get and chase on down. You can do it from $25 all the way up to $5,000. You guys can get them. There's a new feature that they're putting out there, too, on the phone, where you can actually see what cards were just pulled. So that's pretty awesome. If we're going to go look at my collection, I have a collection of cards myself. I'm currently testing out eBay. I have this card right here, a 1967 Topps Dan Schneider PSA 6 from 1967. So the card is 70 years old, and it's 69 years old. And this card is up for sale for $54.99. So you can do it in payments. You can check it out. To give you an example, there's only 28 of this PSA 6 in the world. 28 are graded at that price. So you'll see it there, and that's how I have it. It's graded. So that was pre-owned at $54.99. That's what we have it at right now, or best offer. That's the one card that I have for sale via them. The next one I have for sale is the Tony Gwynn 1988. I'm doing an auction on that one. There's only 5 of these cards in the world that exist at PSA 8. That's the population. Only 54 in the world that have been graded by PSA, but 5 at a PSA 8. This one is 99 cents. So I have one bid at 99 cents for the card. I'll sell it for $1. I'll let you know what it's really worth. I didn't take the offer that they gave me. I wanted to try out the bidding system here, so that's why I did it. So big baseball card, 99 cents. I'm just trying it out on eBay, do my thing. We'll go over that in a minute. So these are the cards. I actually have an additional PSA 10 card. It is a Glaceon, but I'm not worried about that card because I'm going to leave it there for a very long time. They're offering me $30 right now. I'm not going to take that. That's Power Packs. But we'll go back into the show. Now, I have some backup here. We're going to go over 2 actual interviews that most of you should have already seen tonight. If you didn't see them, you'll watch my reaction to them, as in right now. Did I watch them? I did in passing. I wasn't really detailed in. I wasn't dialed in to every word being said. But we'll go through it right now. So if you want to watch these, great. If you don't, you don't have to watch the show. But I'm going to give you some insight that no one else is going to give you. Because my mind's different than other people when it comes to this investment. I live for GameStop. I don't think most people do. I think most people are traders. Somebody like Dr. Michael Burry. Other investors that have traded in the past, paper handing all the way while GameStop's actually producing. Now, with that being said, if you do know the way GameStop was represented yesterday and or Ryan Cohen. Oh, by the way, I increased my ownership. I'm at 2521 now. So 2,521 shares of GameStop. I'm going to explain to you what Ryan explains in these interviews. But in addition to that, I want to tell you what happened yesterday, where when he starts telling them what he's going to do, how he's going to do it, and they just look at him like, well, where does the money come from? Where does the cash come from? Well, what else is there? And then your 20 billion isn't committed, isn't ready to go. Like anything to just go ahead and brush him off and second guess it and force him to dance for his money. And it doesn't work that way. You should be afforded the latitude that David Ellison was given, right? Larry Ellison's son. He was given because why? Because he could earmark $100 billion because his dad's a damn trillionaire? No, like it doesn't work that way. In the world of business, what's the hardest problem right now with, oh God, I'm going to go over all this right now. I didn't want to do it yet. Just know this, okay? Ryan Cohen is a lot more articulate than people think, than what he portrayed yesterday. If you're a GameStop investor, you saw these 2 interviews, you should be so proud and so happy because he communicated very well. And here we go. Enjoy.
Ryan Cohen. And Ryan, first and foremost, say thanks for coming on. You made headlines in more ways than one yesterday. Oh, I tell you what, let's just start with the announcement. The announcement, your intention to purchase eBay, $15 a share, $56 billion. We know the deal's half cash and half stock. The stock part is pretty simple to understand, right? The higher the price goes, the fewer shares you have to put out there. But the information put out a piece that actually applauds. And they said, though, that the deal...
By the way, I don't know why he sounds this way because this is not how Charles Payne sounds. So I don't know what's going on with the sound, but we'll keep going.
...was doomed because the cash isn't properly financed. Now, I understand if there are elements of the cash part, including potential outside investors, you may not want to mention, but can you give us more details, as comfortable as you are with the details on the cash part of this?
Yeah, we have, good to see you, by the way, Charles. We have $1 billion highly committed letter from TD.
Yo, bro, I know this is not the way they sound, so guess what I'm doing? I'm getting rid of that interview. Well, who is this crook who did that interview? That was crazy. Hold on. It just sounded wild. I can't do that. I can't do that one. It didn't sound like him. Let me get the real one here. That's crazy, dude. That is crazy. Is that the only one that's showing the interview? Let me see. There has to be. If that's the only one, I'll take it. I guess that's the only one. We're going to go with it. Whatever. Oh, is it right here? No, when was that? 9 months ago. Nah, we'll go through it. It's fine. Whatever. They just sound weird to me.
That we, as well as the bank, feels very confident they can place. And we've got $9 billion of cash on our balance rates. And in simplistic terms, the structure of the deal is very simple. So it's $25 a share. 50% is paid out in cash, which is $28 billion, and the other 50% is equity that's being rolled into eBay and GameStop. So people don't understand how it's possible to do a transaction like those. So in easy terms, say business A is eBay, it's making $40,000. Just use round numbers for argument's sake. And business B is GameStop. If this was a stock for stock deal, we were combining both businesses, GME shareholders would own 80%.
We'll stop right there. I'm going to go back here. We're going to go back because I have it on Trove's channel. Thank you, Amber, for that heads up.
I want to mention, but can you give us more details, as comfortable as you are with the details on the cash part of this?
Yeah, we have, well, good to see you, by the way, Charles.
You too.
Sure. We have a $20 billion highly...
Forget that one, too. I'll go back to the other one. Trove has it, but it's all the background noise. Hey, guys, I'm having fun with this. We'll go back. Here we go. I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Well,
Intention to purchase eBay.
Here we go.
$15 a share, $56
Oh, funny.
billion. We know the deal's half cash and half stock. The stock part is pretty simple to understand, right? The higher the price goes, the fewer shares you have to put out there. But the information put out a piece that actually applauds. And they said, though, that the deal was doomed because the cash isn't properly financed. Now, I understand if there are elements of the cash part, including potential outside investors, you may not want to mention, but can you give us more details, as comfortable as you are with the details on the cash part of this?
Yeah, we have, good to see you, by the way, Charles.
Okay, good to see you.
We have $1 billion highly committed letter from TD that we, as well as the bank, feels very confident they can place. And we've got $9 billion of cash on our balance rates. And in simplistic terms, the structure of the deal is very simple. So it's $25 a share. 50% is paid out in cash, which is $28 billion, and the other 50% is equity that's being rolled into eBay and GameStop. So people don't understand how it's possible to do a transaction like those. So in easy terms, say business A is eBay, it's making 40,000. Just use round numbers for argument's sake. And business B is GameStop. If this was a stock for stock deal, we were combining both businesses, GME shareholders would own 80%. GME shareholders would own 20%. eBay would own 80%. But what we're proposing is immediate liquidity to eBay shareholders. So instead of them owning 80%, they'd be owning 60%. So they're owning 60% of 50,000 in earnings, and GameStop shareholders are owning 40% of 50,000 in earnings. Now I'm confident that I can increase the value of eBay and their earnings by cutting costs dramatically. They're spending $1 billion in sales and marketing, and we can make that much more efficient. So it's going to go from business A of making 40,000, it's going to be making 80,000. So now the combined business is making 90,000. And there's different kinds of dilution. There's dilution that decreases earnings per share, and there's dilution that is accretive to earnings per share. This is a transaction that I believe is accretive to both eBay shareholders and GameStop shareholders.
All right, let me stop it there because this is like really bad, like voice acting. I feel like I'm stuck in a. I know Twitter has a better one. I hear you. It's obviously AI, whatever they're doing, so that they don't get like copyright issues or whatever. But let me explain to you what Ryan is saying in the simplest of terms, and walk with me down this path. So the best part about this is that they both have the same amount of shares, right? eBay has 448 million shares. GameStop has 448 million shares. Just ballparking the number, we'll call it 450. Ballparking the number. Now, GameStop is willing to offer cash for half of the shares. So if it's $125 per share, they're going to offer, essentially, it would be $67.5. So $67.5 per share, which comes out to $26 billion. Now, two things you can factor in. GameStop owns 5% of the company. Therefore, do they have to pay themselves $125 for those shares? No. So you can factor that in. So it ends up coming out to around $25.3 if you do the math, cash. But we're just using roundabout numbers, and it's fine. So they're going to buy half the shares, cash. The other half is going to get credit for shares, as in GameStop shares will be attributed to that other $67.50. In our world, that's 2 for 1. 2 GameStop shares for the price of one of theirs. Is that how the math truly works? No, it's skewed to a point, but it's Ryan's way of saying your shares are only worth $85, right? We're going to pay $125 for the shares, but as far as credit goes, and which you roll over into it, GameStop shares. We're going to roll over our whole float into theirs, combined what's left. Remember, they're only going to have 225 million shares. 225 million shares and our shares. Add the floats, but they're going to get 2 for 1 on the shares that they have. So the new float would be like 600 something million shares up to a billion, or a little over a billion shares. I apologize. And that's the way you'll see it. Now, they keep the value. That's the whole point. And that's what I've been trying to say this whole time. If I buy something, isn't it mine? Is it not worth what I paid for it? So wouldn't the market cap go up if we agreed to give you GameStop shares for the thing we're buying from you? You lose no value. That's why you're able to roll over the equity into your own investment. It's not like we're giving you something and you walk away with it. Here, we're buying this outright and you're leaving. No, we're giving you GameStop shares. You're now owning this company. But now if I take eBay and GameStop, separate entities, right, and I combine them, what are the profits then? From a GameStop standpoint, yes. From individual standpoint of eBay share, it goes from $4 to $7. We get it. They're going to double their price. They're going to double the amount that they make per share. But GameStop's going to increase their profits as well. And it's going to add up both. In this case, he said 90 and 10%. I mean, I don't think it's that drastic, but you would see eBay make almost $4 billion a year in profit versus GameStop's billion, if not more, certainly with this investment. So, I think they're due to make $900 million right now just based off the share price they got and the share price they're offering. So value-wise, it's there for GameStop. Is it there for eBay? Absolutely. Absolutely. And here's why. We're going to watch the rest of these interviews and we're going to get through it, but you guys got to understand how it works. If we're doing 2 for 1, it's essentially what it is. We're giving out 2 GameStop shares for the ones that we currently carry. You're increasing the value of GameStop. We did this sheet yesterday, guys. Once you buy eBay, the GameStop shares are going to be worth about $60 a piece, $50 to $60 a piece, based off of market cap, based off of earnings, everything you see. That's how GameStop gets to increase itself, because deployed capital gets to increase because of the thing you're buying generates a value and a profit. Now, I get it. There's going to be debt. There's going to be debt on the sheet. Ryan's going to address that in the next interview. But the part that people are seeing off the wayside, eBay has cash. GameStop's still going to have $1 billion of cash, if not more, $3 billion. So they'll still have $5 billion worth of cash when this is done, when they actually merge together. Now, is that going to happen? I think so. And I think it's going to happen for one main reason. And I'm going to tell you what that is right now, because a lot of people don't understand what it is. Yes, it's a 60-40. Did I not say that? Did you guys not understand that? Is that okay? It's like a 3 for 2, basically. Did I say 2 for 1? I meant 3 for 2. 3 and 2. So do the math on your equations. But you guys get where I'm coming from. Either way, if you're a GameStop investor, you're going to have value. You're capping your value if you're an eBay investor as of today at 125. That's a healthy offer, by the way, too, considering the stock has only been over $100 once in its lifetime, the equivalent of $100 right now. Only once. I've learned so much with Marantz Rantz. Just a small expression of appreciation for the time and knowledge. Thank you. Isaac, it's about to get a whole lot better. And I thank you for the super chat, but I want to teach you something right now, guys. The number one question that you are asked, or the number one thing that Wall Street comes up with, or the number one thing that the people are saying, well, what's eBay going to do? One, eBay could ignore your letter and eBay could not meet with you at all. We know that's not the case because eBay did announce that they're having a board meeting next week to go over this offer. Ryan has 5% of the company. Does he want to go into a proxy battle? We'll understand that in a minute. But here is the victory lap you want to take. Right here. Now, this right here are the top holders of GameStop shares and eBay shares. In the case of eBay, their top shareholders are the same top shareholders at GameStop. So the number one shareholders at GameStop that want GameStop to do well, that want that transaction to happen, just happen to be the number one shareholders at eBay. So eBay wants it to happen, and or if GameStop wants it to happen, either way, shareholders are aligned because GameStop might be 8.5, it might be 787, it might be 2, but it's also 9% with Ryan Cohen and the insiders. So there's still that, and then there's still you and I. We're good for 30% of this damn company. So GameStop wants it, we don't have a problem. How about eBay? eBay's at right there. You see it combined 13 plus 10. You're looking at 23 plus another 5. You're looking at around 30% of the shareholders in addition to the 5 that we have. So at least 35% of shareholders would not lose a dollar, would benefit from the offer, and they get to roll with it moving forward. Wouldn't you agree? So when we say things like the board doesn't agree, the board doesn't have a say-so. The board is just a bunch of people that are employed. You think they have a say-so? I'll let you see what happens when they get voted off the island. It's not that you can't buy the company. It's not that you're not allowed to buy the company. It's not that, hey, Marantz, you won the lottery. You got all this money. What are you going to go buy? Yeah, I'm going to buy this. Yeah, maybe they don't vote you. Maybe they don't want you. But did you know that Ryan Cohen was willing to work for free for you? Did you know that yesterday, eBay? Did you know that 10 days ago? Did you know that 2 years ago? Ryan Cohen is available to run your company for free as a shareholder for you to benefit from these fruits of the labor. How do you not vote that in? Is there someone that I'm missing? Is there a big bad wolf out there? Someone that owns enough of this company that has influence to say no? The answer is no. And they're about to find that out. You know what I've been doing for the last 5 months? I'm just telling you guys. It was January when I said it, and today it's May. Cinco de Mayo. I have been saying that GameStop is going to buy eBay, and it's the only transaction that's going to happen. I've been saying it's the only possible partnership that I would want from my investor viewpoint, period. I feel it fits Ryan. I feel it is GameStop. And I have been asking for this to happen for the last 5 months. And any of you out there that say otherwise or doubt it, you need to go watch the track record. You need to go watch every video I ever made where I said it. This is the only thing that makes sense to me. And the reason why is because I knew he could do a better job than what it's currently doing. Do you agree? Let's just get a lot of these agreements out of the way. Do you agree that Ryan is the best CEO possible for an e-commerce company? I believe so. Now, let's keep it going.
Because we are going to increase earnings per share significantly by making the business more efficient. And GameStop is going to continue to be more profitable too. So the combined business can be making more than $90,000. And when you look at eBay's business as an example, you look at their operating expenses of $5.5 billion, over 5.6 billion on a billion business. It's a business that can be run much more efficiently. There's no inventory. It's an asset-like business. It can be run much more efficiently. Yeah, with an owner's mentality, and that's putting aside any kind of growth. That's just from treating it like a family business and operating more efficiently.
Yeah, to that point, the question's been asked of, why would eBay shareholders want a deal like this amount? And I think about the current management situation. They paid themselves over the last 2 years GOPs, millions and millions of dollars, millions of dollars. They never buy back their own stock. They've done nothing really innovative at all with respect to that. And here, I think, really for me, that my opinion is you're the linchpin. You're the key to this. And it's not unlike the New York Giants say, hey, we're going to trade for a better quarterback. And I don't know why traditional Wall Street doesn't get that, particularly when they fall over deals like a Paramount billion, a company making billion deal. They can see that but they can't somehow see you orchestrating this deal. I think it's frustrating.
We'll see what happens. It's good. There always needs to be a healthy dose of skepticism.
Yeah. Speaking of which, this morning, Vlad was on CNBC, and they tried to get him to talk badly about these investors, folks who are on social media, who support you, people who own your stock. I mean, what do you say to these people, folks who are just right now watching this interview that have put their hard-earned money behind Ryan Cohen, saying he's going to make this work, despite what the fact that the establishment media, the financial media says about you and this deal?
I mean, it's the way you opened up the show is exactly what the situation is. I mean, it's there's a lot of experts. They've never run a business, and you know, if you look at GameStop and where it is today, and where the experts predicted GameStop was going to be, it's doing a little bit different. And I'd rather not say, just look at our financial results, and we can play all the old clips of you know, from all the experts and the Wall Street, you know, the Wall Street analysts that were bearish on the company. And frankly, by the way, the company should have been bankrupt many times over. It is a very, very tough business, but it's making healthy profits now. So they weren't wrong. If the old management would have continued running the company, then we wouldn't be having this conversation now. At least it wouldn't be about GameStop if they would continue running the show, right? There's no doubt about that.
Let me, you know, again, pick up on that, though, because, you know, you have been pretty tough, and you wrote this great piece called The Hollow Men. Before we get into that, though, Sim put out a piece, they said, about Ryan Cohen. The billionaire didn't help his case Monday when he squandered what goodwill he had with the street in a disastrous CNBC interview, playing to his base rather than the investors he now needs. By showing contempt for legacy financial press and big institutional investors, those investors are crucial if he is serious about taking over eBay. Your thoughts?
Can't take it too seriously. It's okay.
Let me pick up on the hollow man post, because you did suggest American capitalism is rotting from the head down. Let's talk about that, because I tend to agree with you. You know, this period that we're in, we have people who are doing amazing things, and folks who have no concept or understanding of what they're doing or their vision get to beat them up all day and night. But what are the consequences if we just, you know, if we don't find a way to sort of re-embrace entrepreneurship and risk-taking the way you and others have?
A good example is this situation. You look at our board fees. Nobody really talks about this. Nobody really talks about this. Our board fees are zero, and the majority of our board has invested their own personal capital into this company, and in many cases, a substantial amount of their personal capital. And you look at most boards in America, and you look at eBay's board as a good example. Their board fees are like $1 million a year. I think their average director is getting paid at $350,000 a year, 6 times the GDP of America to show up at a few board meetings. There's a problem with that in terms of like the system. It just should not be like that. And if you look at insider buying at the company over the past 5 years, it's like our board fees, it's zero insider bought, right? If you look at insider selling, it's hundreds of millions of dollars. So the system, there's a deep problem with the system that exists, but that's corporate America.
Well, Ryan, I want to say thank you. Thank you for coming on. I'm wishing you luck. I'm still a shareholder, and I still have faith. So thank you very much, and hopefully you come back soon. We can pick up on this conversation.
It's great to see you, Charles.
Okay, so that was the interview. That one was fine. You know, I enjoyed it. This is the real interview. This is the real breakdown of everything GameStop's doing. Before I do that, just so that we're clear, if you do not understand eBay CEO compensation, it is $21 million a year. He doesn't buy any stock. He's totally compensated $21 million. If he's employed for the next 5 years, he's going to make $105 million for this company. So that should tell you something. And just so that you guys are fully aware, in the year 2020, he made over $35 million. Okay. So is that a problem? Absolutely. You got to think about what Ryan Cohen has done at GameStop, where they got rid of titles. There's no CEO, there's no CFO, there's no COO, Chief Marketing Officer. I mean, they got rid of all the positions. They only use the positions they need. The CEO, he makes zero. The CFO, there is none. There's an accounting officer, but there's no CFO. At eBay, they pay their CEO $20 to $30 million. They pay their CFO $15 million. And there's $100 million in the C-suite that they could save and shave. Of course, those guys are going to be irritated with Ryan and not want to go that route, but they really don't have a clue. Yeah, Taco's still mad about the Discord. I don't know. You guys mess around too much. It's not for me. I already told you. If Discord went away tomorrow, I wouldn't lose anything. We just keep going. It's nice to see you still doing your thing, Marantz. I'm from the BBBY days. Oh, well, Arturo, you got took. You're an idiot, and you shouldn't have did it. There, is that fine? Am I allowed to say that? Just own it, bro. It's like everybody else. When it's Ryan Cohen, GameStop, and eBay, here's why.
An update. What can you share with us on the situation as things have developed since yesterday, just to sort of set the, obviously this is moving very quickly. Where are we right now? What's happening?
We made an offer yesterday, $125 a share. And
half cash, half stock.
That was funny, wasn't it?
Have you considered 49% cash? Why did you get to half cash, half stock? Can you unpack that a little bit at least?
Well, I mean, frankly, when you think about me going and running the eBay business,
Yeah.
what we're proposing is for existing shareholders to take half of their investment off the table, and that would be us providing them with $28 billion, which is like a 40% premium from when we started buying the stock. And then they would be getting roughly, I mean, it depends on ultimately when the transaction closes, but they would be rolling the rest into the combined company of Game.
I want you guys to hear that again, though. Listen to what he just said, okay, guys? Listen very closely to what he's saying.
Getting roughly, I mean, it depends on ultimately when the transaction closes.
It depends on when the transaction closes. What that means is the current value of GameStop shares is not going to be derived or even diluted to 2/3 of whatever it may be, right? It's not going to be that way. And the reason why I say that is because you're not going to get GameStop at $20 a share. We're not loading you up, eBay. You're going to get GameStop at 32, 33, 35, whatever it ends up being. As people see the deal go through, they hear about it, they agree, they go, okay, it's going to be finalized. All right, they're going to pick a date when it crosses the line. And on that date, I wonder what the stock price will be for GameStop. Because the one thing you're going to do as a GameStop current investor, and see, it's not about an eBay investor. eBay is capped out, maxed out. They can't go past 125 at that point. There's no point. GameStop's not going to pay that. So what you would do is you would go load up on GameStop side, because when they merge the two, just so we're clear, you get to inherit their market cap. You get to inherit their, because that's value to you. You get to inherit their assets, their cash on hand, the whole sheet. So when I say their market cap, everyone's going, wait a minute, you're paying all this debt for that market cap. You're not understanding how we're going to service that debt, right? This whole time, this whole world's been telling me, well, they need to deploy the cash, Marantz, and then they need to, work that debt. That debt's not going to work against them. It's gonna be their buddy. It's gonna be their partner, because if you took on $30 billion of debt, in this case 26, but yet you inherit a money-making machine that's allowing you to make, instead of $2 billion, $4 billion, throw in GameStop, that's $5 billion a year. What are you looking at? A 6-year window? A 7-year window? 8-year window? How do you pay it down? How do you restructure? Or is this the only deal you're going to make? Because you know what, guys, and just so that we're not lost in the sauce here, and people can really understand GameStop as a company, which all of you should be listening. Did you remember 6 years ago, 5 years ago? Because I do. I remember 5 years ago, and I'm going to tell you what I remember about my investment from 5 years ago. Plus, I've been investing with GameStop for over 5 years. Here's what I remember. None of this. There were no conversations about power packs. There were no conversations about PSA graded cards and partnerships. There were no conversations about buying eBay and transforming that company into X, Y, and Z. The conversations are happening today, though. But I'm telling you, 5 years from now, you cannot fathom, means you can't imagine what GameStop will be and where will be. You can be the second guesser. You can be the naysayer. You can be on that side of the table like you were 5 years ago, Wall Street. GameStop's going to fail. They're never going to be gap positive. They'll never make a dollar. They're a failed company with a failed CEO, with a dumb money audience. Remember, that was you guys. And you perpetuate that through every medium you can. But what did it do to us? Nothing, because we're oblivious to it. We're numb to it. We're deaf to it. Right? We're dumb. So here I am looking at you saying, I'm going to play dumb on this whole deal. I'm going to act like, you know what? We just want to buy eBay. We just want to buy some website with clicks and buttons. Knowing damn well we're going to come and gut the throat of Amazon and every other platform that exists in the world. We're going to be the number one site of it all. Because I was there. I grew up. I grew up with MySpace. I grew up with Yahoo chat channels. I grew up with AOL chat channels. And you know what exists today? YouTube. YouTube blows everybody out of the water. And it's not just videos that they upload online. We got YouTube TV. We got YouTube. The biggest people in the world are YouTubers. So maybe this is the path. Maybe GameStop is going to build something so big, so revolutionary, so different. But at least they're open to it. They can imagine these things because they're not the Jurassic Park executive. They're not that. Ryan is young enough, rich enough, smart enough, and you just might be lucky enough to be invested with the best CEO, chairman of the board, the billionaire himself, Warren Buffett III. You just might get lucky, guys. That might be it right now. Good luck.
But they would be rolling the rest into the combined company of GameStop and eBay. Mm-hmm. Frankly, with me running eBay, I think that the earnings power of the company is going to increase substantially, mm-hmm. As well as the ability to grow. The platform stagnated over the last decade, and I could do a lot with eBay.
I love it.
That's a very strong business, and that's right up my alley.
I love it. You know, I like how he's so open about it. I could do a lot with eBay. That's right up my alley. It's what he does. For anyone out there that doesn't know Ryan, I've been telling you, he's an absolute genius. He's not just some kid who got lucky. He's been building websites since he was 15. This guy in the chat keeps asking, well, what does eBay do when we take it over, and how are they going to run their business? Well, who takes the cost, and who takes this? And you're asking simple questions, man. It's not even worth answering. It's not even worth it. It's like asking, what happens when I push the gas? A car goes? It burns gas? I mean, what are you doing? What are you talking about? Don't ask questions, guys, about operational, day-to-day operations. Stuff like that, it runs itself. For 35 years, eBay's been running the same archaic website. The same, what I tell you, word processor, right? WP engine. It literally is a WordPress engine website. which is embarrassing. GameStop's built on a framer design. It looks that way, at least to me. But I don't know if you guys build websites. I don't know if you guys are in that business, but here's the thing. Ryan Cohen can change the world with something that's already built. Right? Hey, I didn't have to build the guitar, but if my name's John Mayer, I sure as hell know how to play one.
Us through the big vision. Like in 5 years, you're at the helm. Like, how big can this business be? Are you expanding it? Obviously, there's an operational efficiency point, but what is the big picture? What's the blue sky, pie in the sky vision for the combined entity?
So where we've had success at GameStop and where eBay has had success is in collectibles, trading cards, collectibles. The founder of your show was talking about his Mont Blanc pen, and like that's a good example. That's a perfect item to go and buy on eBay, but you're always concerned that is it going to be real and the trust, and that's something that using GameStop 1,600 stores, we can immediately authenticate that item. The seller can ship it, or we can ship it. But we've got 1,600 access points that we can do live authentication. So we can go deep in collectibles, leveraging our physical infrastructure. We can.
You guys ever hear the term spiderweb over America? We have all these little hubs. We use them as satellites. Anybody? Anybody? You know where I got this idea from? Independence Day. I got it from the aliens that came down independent, and they use all these little ships as satellites for the mothership up in the sky. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. That's what I was thinking when I said it. And guess what happened? It's happening. I love it. Get your spaceship ready.
Increase intake by bringing a lot more product onto the platform. And then there's a lot of other categories that I can grow in. And, you look at live commerce as an example. I mean, eBay has 130 million users and they're getting crushed by competitors in live commerce. So,
Whatnot. That's what he's talking about. He's talking about Facebook, TikTok, and whatnot. And how can you beat them if you're eBay? Well, eBay has all the product. They have everything. All you have to do is give them a way to do it. And they currently don't have that. I don't think eBay has the expansion to go in there and reformat everything they do, because I think they think in a linear way. And guys, linear business works. It really does. If you don't understand what I mean by that linear way of business, it's how you build a business in 4 steps. It's between the idea of production, administration, sales, and marketing. You can do it this way, but the idea is somewhere in that structure, you have to think outside the box, okay? And I'll give you a case in point, GameStop. GameStop doesn't just sell product and deliver it to you via the website. They went ahead and said, you know what? We can tap in outside the box, do a deal with DoorDash. They'll come pick up the products and deliver them to you at home within the hour. You see, that's outside the box. You know what we can do? We can actually make it transitional, and it'll all be transparent as far as omni-channel, your inventory itself. So every store is going to have a running total, and it's going to be transparent. The whole world can see it. So whatever you see you think is near you, we can do it near you. Boom, we know it can get delivered to you within the hour or two. But we give you this option. You pay a premium for it. But imagine not having that technology to do that. This is why GameStop is so different. And I think it would be beneficial for eBay to think outside the box, which they currently don't do.
An owner's mentality, I want to own eBay forever. Like I love that business. It's run like a public utility. It should have been wiped out, but it hasn't been.
That's it's been remarkably resilient. How many companies, how many startups have gone after a specific category on eBay, raised $100 million plus dollars, and yet eBay has remained resilient. It shows that there's it's a really powerful platform.
Yeah,
that's why I love it. And the website still looks the same as it did in 1995, but Everyone's tried to kill this thing, and it's still making over $2 billion a year. So that goes to show you the durability of the business.
Talk about live commerce more. Would that be just a better integration with TikTok, Instagram streaming, Twitch streaming? Do you need to go and partner with big creators? Do you need to find your own platform for that? Like, how does that actually play out in a world where eBay and you are making a bigger push into live commerce? It makes a lot of sense, but I'm wondering, like, how does it actually work?
Yeah, it would be partnering with creators. I mean, they've got the platform. We would improve the platform so it looks better and more consistent with the kind of UI that you have at competitors. But there's the user base, and so it's not something you have to market. It's building out better tech and partnering with creators.
Yeah.
So better tech and better UI, right? The user interface itself. Just to give you guys an example, if you run a website and you build it and it looks great on WordPress, like Google does, like eBay does, I'm so sorry. What you don't have there is you don't have a way to upload things. Like if you didn't have a way to onboard and upload a video, how could you ever do a live stream? Connect via live. But you can do that if you're in Facebook or if you're at the other one, TikTok, or even, like I told you earlier, Whatnot. So what do? You transition and you pivot eBay into allowing their current sellers now to turn into these e-commerce same-day sales. These guys who actually want to sell live. Hey, I've got this product. I want to sell it to you live. I'm going to do my own QVC, my own infomercial. Yet this website does more than just one channel, right? The website can give you multiple channels for multiple products. QVC was ahead of its time. Well, guess what? It's now. It's not. Right? It's the Flintstones. But think about what GameStop can do with eBay. Design it, redo it. And why is that? Because collectibles takes you there. All these guys ripping card packs, all these guys trying to do auctions, sell off things, they're gonna have this ability to expand on it, and then maybe, just maybe, that increases traffic, advertising, but not advertising the way you think it. It's not that you have to advertise to corporations and then they buy in on your platform. You allow the users to pay for the space and the rebroadcasting of what they do. You want to have more interaction, you want to buy more impressions, you want to have one of your ads next to it. The user can promote his own product a la YouTube. YouTube does the same thing, and so does Snapchat and whomever else. But you're going to be in that competition to where eBay is going to be an app you download that you're going to want to watch. You're going to want to partake in. That's what they don't have at this moment because they're a website. They're not thinking in this way of, tablet, phone, and website and how to integrate all three with the person, the product, and the growth. They're not thinking that way yet, but this guy does. This guy understands it. This guy built power packs from the ground up. That's what they have to remember. There's a track record that's unbeatable here. Whether it be Chewy.com and you putting things on for auto renewal and auto bill and they just ship it out on routine. Your cat's going to take a shit and it's coming through. That's what we're doing. Like, they understand the rhythm and pace of e-commerce, and these are the greatest e-commerce designers in the world. I don't care if it's Ryan Cohen with the knowledge of Mark Vadden. Mark Vadden invented diamonds for sale online through Blue Nile. He did Zulily, women's apparel and children's clothing. He then took over CEO, and he ran the board over there with Ryan at Chewy. Taught him a lot. When you get to learn from the best in all these categories that kill Amazon, guess what you get to do? You get to reinvent a website, make it different. What are you doing at Amazon.com? Nothing. It's a WordPress website. The only way they leverage that damn thing to anybody is they take a loss leader with the damn app that they have for television. That's it. But you couldn't tell me that Amazon was going to be selling and doing movie production 25 years ago. So I don't know where GameStop's going, and I don't know where eBay's going to go with them. All I know is I'm along for the ride. Thelma?
And the correct incentive structure for those creators, because I bet you right now you could probably go get some referral code or something, but it's not deeply integrated in a way that you can really accelerate on a social platform.
Why do you think eBay has eBay been a target of any type of deal like this in the past? I'm not familiar with any off the top of my head, but why do you think maybe it hasn't been more of a target? And I guess like why do you think you can get more efficiency out of it than maybe some other potential buyers who I'm sure see their costs? Marketing is something that people gravitate towards, but I'm sure you're seeing other efficiencies as well.
So in terms of the competitive landscape on an acquisition, I think there was some people circling around a few years ago. Nothing happened. The strategics can't really do it because I don't think that they would be able to clear antitrust. So any of the large competitors wouldn't be able to acquire it.
So let me explain that really quick. And Ryan has a good face right now. What he's telling you is this. He's the only one who can buy it. Other people in this industry, other people that have connections via e-commerce, and it's a lateral move, or it's just, hey, we should buy it. I didn't know it was available. We should just buy it. Here's why you don't buy eBay. Here's why you can't buy eBay. One, there is antitrust where if it's similar in your style and whatever, maybe if it's too linear, you can't do it right. I got that. Well, here's the vertical for GameStop, just so that we're very clear. One is this. Ryan's paying top dollar. They're already running this company at a 10x book on value. So PE ratio of 30 after 35 years of growth and expansion, and you're still getting a 30 PE. That's extended. Now he's paying $125 a share. People have to know, no one's walking in to spend $56 billion to say, hey, I want to fix that. I want to make it better, more efficient, because the executives that are in it, they're tied to it. Golden parachutes across the way. Everyone's doing a deal. Every company that they own, eBay owns a lot of companies, guys. And the way they do their growth is they spend it. They spend their way to expansion. And it's easy. Everyone's easy when it's not your money. I can always spend someone else's money. If I'm going to run this company my way, the right way, I have to understand the leverage I put myself under. But if we're free and clear and we make $2 billion a year, everyone's happy, everyone's running. Now we're all just fat cats. Now we're on vacation. Now we're going to golf tournaments, and we're not doing what we're supposed to do, which is to be innovative and find a new way to keep growing. You get stagnant. So when you look at a website like this, you go, wait a minute, it's $60 billion, $56 billion to no one. No one's going to pay that. They're not looking to chase it. No one's looking for a project. No one's looking for expansion and growth that way. There's only so many entrepreneurs available in this world, guys. Because if that were the case, then everybody who opens up their window tinting business or power washing business or I clean solar panels, those guys would be able to grow it into the conglomerate that they wish it could be. They're just not that successful. They're not smart enough. They're not hungry enough. They don't work hard enough. I've always told you this. You think you're great at something? There's someone right now working towards that. More and better. Well, that someone just happens to be this billionaire kid that we're all invested with. He's ready for it. Get the out of the way. Give the man the keys to the castle.
And, I don't think that we would have any regulatory issues getting clearance on a merger. In terms of the efficiencies, GameStop is a good example. Like, GameStop is a dog, and it could have been dead. And we've breathed life. We've breathed a lot of life into this thing, right? And you look at SG&A. We've dropped SG&A by 47%, $800 million by making marketing more efficient. Almost turning off marketing. I mean, everyone knows GameStop. Everybody knows eBay. So you talk to the marketing people that tell you, like, it's going to tank revenues and all of this. And the reality is most of that marketing spend isn't making money, but everyone's trying to protect their jobs. And there's kickbacks. There's all kinds of perverse incentives. And so
family ties, right? I don't know if you guys ever run a business before. The biggest thing about running a business is your own family will find ways to nickel and dime the business. And as long as it doesn't affect your bottom line, you feel like, are they taking advantage of me or are they just doing it right? Like they'll do workman's comp claims on you. They'll steal from the company from within. You have to find the shrink, all of those things. That's when you run your own family business. Now, when you're running a business at someone else's, you're the caretaker. You have to go in there and nurture a culture. That's a very big task. See, when you look at GameStop and what they did from years ago coming in, they changed the dynamic and the culture of the company, the optics of it. But here's how you do it, Ryan. You got me, okay? And I'm not just saying me as in to give myself some title. What I'm saying is people like me. People like me will do the things for you for free. I have a platform that I built from scratch. From the ground up with the 15,000 people we have here. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to promote everything you do for free. Never going to ask you for $1, never going to ask you for a dime. You know why? Because I'm proud to be who I am. I'm proud to be a GameStop investor. A lot of people are embarrassed. A lot of people walk around and go, "Oh, yeah, what's your whole budget? What do you have? Oh, what's your whole portfolio about? I only got one thing. It's GameStop." Oh, what? You don't have an IRA, a Roth IRA, maxed out $7,000 a year for the next 25 years? You don't have that? That's tax-free money. What are you doing? You already paid taxes on it. Now it's yours. Yeah, and you can pull it out at any time. Don't you want to do that? Why wouldn't you do that? I mean, I could, in addition to, but I'm a GameStop guy. Proud to be. There's going to be a lot of proud to be GameStop millionaires and billionaires. Because of this man right here. He's hungry enough. He's rich enough. You think you can stiff arm him eBay? You're too old. You're too old and you're not rich enough. There's not an executive at eBay that has a bigger position, that has more billions available to them, that has more energy to them. This guy pisses fire and you couldn't understand it. When I told you years ago, I would crawl through lava and glass. I'll drink my own piss. I'll do whatever it takes to get a GameStop share. Nothing's going to change. After this transaction, after this goes through, it stays the same. Everyone keeps digging in. They keep piling it up. They keep diamond handing their shares because we know where we're headed. You think we're here to cash out for one actual transaction? No, this is the beginning of everything we've ever said. Now it's just time to get to it and do it. Have your little board meeting. Say, you know what, guys? He's giving us a way out. He's going to pay us healthy because God knows they don't get a goddamn thing. Excuse my language, Lord. Love you, Jesus. Okay, listen. Those executives have been fat catting it the whole way. And now you tell me the same directors and the same investors are invested with GameStop, right? The same investors. Vanguard, BlackRock, State Street, all the bullshit. And they wouldn't want Ryan to come work for them for free again? Do you know what the returns are on GameStop shares right now? Anybody know? Or are they oblivious to what GameStop really is? No matter how this deal cuts out, your GameStop shares go up 3x. There's no way around it. So here I am. I'm sitting on $200,000. What do I do? What do I do? $200,000 at GameStop. You think I'm selling? That $200,000, if I stick with Ryan for 5 more years, watch him do what he does with eBay, I'm sitting on $1 million, $1.5 million, $2 million, $3 million, $5 million. We're talking fundamentals. We're talking business. We're talking growth. We're talking expansion. We're talking acquisition, M&A. No one's talking short squeeze. No one's talking MOAS. No one's talking just manipulation of markets. We're talking about this right now. Roll up the sleeves and get your ass to work.
Well, I'm running the business like a family business. You know, it's really not that complicated. And you look at eBay spending $2.5 billion to grow 1 million users, $2 billion in cost cuts between sales and marketing and corporate overhead. It's not a lot. And it's not something that's going to take a few years. Like, it's something that is going to happen fast, because I'm putting leverage on this thing and I don't want to run a leverage business. So I'm not going to run it hot. I'm going to pay down the leverage and I'm going to increase earnings. They're spending $5.5 billion on operating expenses on $11 billion business that has no inventory and it's asset light. So there's 11,500 employees. And
What that means, just so that we're very clear with everyone, is everyone is eating off of this carcass. Everyone is here with their hand out. They still make a dollar. But eBay has found a way over the last 30 years to feed every family that's ever walked through those halls. And it's not that it's a bad thing, and I get it. I do. You want to grow with your company. But that company is stagnant. That company that makes $2 billion a year should be making $5 billion. Could be making it. They pay dividends. They pay out stock. They do everything that anyone ever asked in corporate America. And all Ryan is saying is, give me the keys. I'll go do it myself.
Happen fast because I'm putting leverage on this thing and I don't want to run a leverage business. So I'm not going to run it hot. I'm going to pay down the leverage and I'm going to increase earnings. They're spending $5.5 billion on operating expenses on $11 billion business that has no inventory and it's asset light. So there's 11,500 employees and it doesn't make sense. Mm-hmm. It doesn't, you don't need, I could run that business. I could run that business from my house. Like it's eBay. It looks the same as it did in 1995. They need 11,500.
So it is.
That's such a cockiest thing I've ever heard in my life. I love it. It's what I want to hear from my CEO. Let me tell you something about Ryan and why he's so gifted and why, Amber, I love what you just wrote. She says, and I quote, she said, hey, CNBC doesn't deserve the real Ryan. Remember, he did an interview where was not this eloquent. He wasn't this articulate. He didn't want to explain himself to anyone. He just went and said, yeah, that's the offer. Right here, he's grandstanding and he's telling you, he's making a pledge, he's making a plea to everyone who's willing to listen. He's ready. He was born ready. He was actually born for this. So when a billionaire wants to come take your lady, okay, all the love in the world, the indecent proposal, you have to follow through. Sarah Jessica Parker is going to say, yeah. Nicolas Cage is going to give it on up. And some 39-year-old, 40-year-old hotshot CEO is going to walk in and take your girl. eBay, get ready. Get ready. Do your hair. Put your shoes on. Ryan Cohen's coming. No pause. No Diddy. He's taking you out. We're going to Netflix and chill. We're going to GameStop and chill. Get ready, babe. I'm ready.
Is the Elon Twitter take private somewhat of an inspiration here? There's been a number after that happened. In many ways, the business suffered, but maybe it wasn't because of the deep cuts that he did to the team. And
the service kept working.
Yeah, the service kept working. It's still a great product. We've been surprised that more CEOs and management teams haven't done something like that with businesses that are household names but somewhat stagnated. Is that an inspiration at all?
Yeah, and Twitter is a good example. I mean, what really happened at Twitter was that the advertisers, I don't know what the situation is now, but they pretty much conspired against him. And, it had nothing to do, my understanding is it really had nothing to do with the cost cuts, more of just the advertisers conspiring against him because of the demented political landscape and the fact that people apparently are against freedom of speech. And so, like, you look at the usability of the platform and the teams, the engineering teams are much smaller. And
yeah, they are. Twitter sucks. It lags. It never resets for me. It used to be fluid, awesome, but I guess it works. I hate Twitter. I hate Elon Musk, and hate is a strong word. It's just because I just, listen, Elon, if you saw President Trump do some shit and you're going to come out and say he's in the Epstein file, all right, just show. I want proof of everything, and I want it all shut down, bro. I want every asshole arrested. I'm just tired of this world where people, they see the fraud, they expose the fraud, and then nothing happens. It's just, because I know that if on my cell phone while I'm driving, I'm getting a ticket. I'm getting a damn ticket. It's complete bullshit. I'm still mad about it.
And they're innovating a lot faster. So it's actually the opposite. The more people you add, the more you slow things down. And the fewer people you have, the more it's like a startup. You got to always be in startup mode, and you build big teams and nothing gets done anymore.
Do you think LLMs will be a tailwind for eBay over the next decade? It feels like for the long tail of commerce, you're trying to find really specific items. It feels like LLMs and people doing research in these products could be a catalyst for the business. Maybe there's things on eBay that would be tough to find, but if I'm really getting precise around prompting or running these sort of agentic searches, maybe I have a higher likelihood of purchasing something.
Yeah, I mean, I think about all of the things that can disrupt the business in the future, and I think that eBay is the kind of business where the future of the business model is more certain than most tech businesses, and that's why it's done so well. And there's been such a lack of innovation, yet it hasn't been able to be disrupted. So I would expect that to continue to be the case.
If it doesn't materialize as an M&A, are you looking at a board seat? You have a position. Will you be more active in a non-M&A scenario?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna do whatever we need to do to protect our investment and to improve the business. But the goal here isn't to be an activist. The goal is I want to own eBay. I want to run eBay. Like, I want that to be my baby. I want to build something much larger, and cost cutting, frankly, is the way to make the business more efficient, to pay down the debt and innovate. But when I think about what I can do with eBay in the future, like, look at Chewy.
Yeah.
The eBay is like Chewy on steroids. And so there's so much more runway, and it's global.
Yeah.
God, guys, my mind won't stop. Right? It can't stop. Won't stop, can't stop, won't stop, GameStop. Here's the reason why. If you're going to sell products, if you're going to sell anything, the expansion of your website and the user base is your leverage. What people fail to realize is eBay is the world's largest swap meet. And rather than sell products that people don't want, you can make a function of this website be the reason why people come back via collectibles, via targeted products. We can use algorithm. We can go through, when you say LLMs and you start talking chips and NVIDIA chips, I've seen what they do illegally via the website. But I'm letting you know now, Ryan gets to bend it, because if you start sending it down one direction, it's something that we did in Costco a lot. So you have Costco and you have this new vendor coming in, and guess what you got to do? You got to make space for that vendor. And rather than pack up and ship out the guy who's taking his spot, you cut bait. You actually cut the price. You cut it. You move it to a different location. It doesn't have much eyes on it, but yet you give prime location to someone who's willing to pay for it. In the world of eBay, they use their own companies to pump out their own products. TCG, TGC, I'm so sorry. You also have Golden, things like that, where the auctions get front and center. So if Ryan can polish up what they already do it better, it has the same mindset. If you treat your e-commerce platform like an impulse retail buy, like physical retail when you walk in, we create the showtime readiness. That website has to call me. It has to have a CTA on the front page. It has to have movement. It has to have color. It has to look new. All of those things are done on one type of website. It's a framework. I've already told you this, but when you scroll down, it scrolls with you. It's interactive. You could have trivia on the page. You could have a video game on the page. You could have anything. But someone's going to pay for that interaction. Once you learn how to leverage that, then you know how to run a website, and you create it that way. That's why I think the way Ryan is doing it and going about it, you will see cars being sold. You will see auto parts. You will see books. You will see everything. Everything that Amazon already does, you'll see it done better. You'll see people come to the platform for the incentives that are going to be put on front of them. And the incentive number one is going to be onboarding and offboarding. Is it going to be cryptocurrency or not? Is it going to be cash? Yes. Is it going to be credit? Yes. Is it going to be 4-day payments? Yes. Is it going to be, Stripe and offloading and unloading into your direct bank account? Yes. Are we all individual buyers and sellers at that point? Are our wallets hot? Like, those are all the things that they don't currently do. GameStop does them. GameStop does them. You buy something, you can sell it. The money's yours. It's a hot item. Boom. They 1099 you on their own. There's a lot going on here from a GameStop perspective that you have to understand they already do. And then you come through and you go, okay, here we go. I don't know. I got sent a corgi. I don't know what that means. I have no idea. You sent a corgi for 1,000 joules. I have no idea what that is. But thank you. Streamlining everything with the verticals next to it.
I mean, it seems like a huge opportunity. How do you want to be comped?
Based on performance, 100%.
Is there any tension between you and the shareholders? How do you actually create alignment there?
Hold on, guys.
It would be, my current compensation plan is tied to really lofty metrics, and it's based on the first tranche. I've got to double market cap as an example, just to hit the first tranche, and the 10x it in order for it to fully vest. So
seems pretty.
I'm not interested in. Yeah, I haven't taken a dollar of salary or any bonuses, and it's funny actually. I just got a call from my team today that said, "This is how I know they hate me." They're not happy about this, by the way.
The GameStop. This is the GameStop
team.
eBay. No, eBay is
the
not
eBay
happy.
team. Okay.
Yeah, after this interview, they're really not going to like me, but because they're going to find out I'm cutting marketing spend, and the board already is going to like me because I'm calling out all the board fees.
Yeah.
But I get a call and they say they're calling out your personal assistant. I said, what are you talking about? And they said they went on the GameStop's career page and they saw that there's a listing for the personal assistant, and it's all kinds of personal stuff, and that's basically a CEO benefit, and it's basically not you're using company resources personally. Mm-hmm. I pay for my personal assistant personally. I don't even pay for the company doesn't pay for my personal assistant. So they're already starting to get they're doing whatever they can. They want to fight.
Has any major eBay shareholders reached out to you? Have you had, what is the general sentiment? What do you think it'll look like if you take this directly to the shareholders?
I don't know. I mean, I want to own eBay at $125 a share. There's tax advantages to rolling it, but when I think about what eBay could be worth, if I'm running this business, I believe it's a heck of a lot more than $125 a share. And so
that's my time to say, fuck yeah. Be excited, guys. It's hard for me to be excited because I've had so much emotion run through my body over the last 2 days that I needed this interview more than you needed it, Ryan. A lot of you guys know my story. You guys have been with me for 5 years, walking to the stock, and I walk to this live stream every day, and I give you all my energy. I give you all my time. No, a lot of that time is wasted. I don't know if you guys know about secretion of your kidneys when you're going through kidney disease. And there's like this level of 30 to 150 milligrams every 24 hours of protein that you should leave your body via urine. I asked the doctor, I said, okay, where's my dad? And he said, he's over 1,000. when your pops is falling apart on you. I'm not sad. I'm more pissed off that I can't do something for him to help him. Because then we got the report yesterday, and it said he's going through Alzheimer's disease. I always say Alzheimer's, but Alzheimer's disease. Officially diagnosed. All the sickness in the world for my dad, who's always been my rock, who's always been active, running marathons, and always run up in the mountains with me. And he's just a go-getter. And slowly but surely, he's fading. I go see him, and it's hard to find joy in these moments. Like, as cheerful and as joyful as I am about GameStop and what they're doing, it's been a really tough week. And I tell you guys all my personal stuff because I'm with you, right? Like, we're with you. I'm with you on this journey. And I've been here when other people are passing. And I show up, and I'm here because I think you guys need me as much as I need you. And then I'm going through some real shit right now. And I see Ryan Cohen finally having a conversation that I want to watch, that I care to hear about, that I care to, really dive into. And you see his passion, and you see his direction. And then you see how you align with that as an investor. I speak for myself. Watching my father go through what he's going through, I know I'm going to die with my shares. They're not for sale. Because there's more to life than just the feeling of a gain. My dad's going to die with cash in his bank account, with cars and, $600,000 house and all 10,000 albums and 3 DJ sets and lights and speakers and 4,000 CDs and over 200,000 songs downloaded on his iPod, external hard drives after external hard drive. My dad is a collector. He is a football coach. He has a great band. Through his whole life, worked 2 jobs, grinded out the life for us. You know what he gets to take with him? Nothing. So if you wonder why I'm short at times or why I'm in a rush to get up out of here, even I don't know why I'm rushing through life. Because these great moments like today and great moments for the investment, they only mean so much. I'll be right back. Blinded by the Light, it makes me feel good sometimes when I hear it. My real one is Running on Empty by Jackson Brown. It's what my son and I used to sing in the car while I drive to school every morning. I made sure we put Running on Empty, doo-doo-doo-doo. I'm running by line. It's because my dad used to play Jackson Brown for me growing up. And the thing is, real talk, I was running on empty. I was broke as a joke and the tank was on E. I used to drive the car down, stay in the city, go to the movies, go sleep in my dad's backyard until it was time to pick up my son, take him home. And then I would ride the bus down back to work that evening. It was like that for years, man. I rode the bus for years. I didn't have money. I didn't have a cell phone. I didn't have a car. I've lived a long life on that end, a hard one. But during those years, I was squirreling away money, man. I was buying Costco shares. I was doing it right, paying child support, making sure I was getting my ducks in a row. And eventually, God blessed me with mine and 2 hot feet. It feels good when you know you're down because I'm a sucker from the Oak Town. And I know that this is a stock that you can't touch. Back to the story of Ryan Cohen and why he's buying eBay. We still got a little bit more of it. Let's go listen. I'm back.
I would roll 100% of the equity, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
What do you think of Michael Burry's critiques? A lot of people were, talking about him exiting yesterday. He doesn't believe. Have you guys chatted?
I haven't chatted with Michael in a long time. I've seen he's more active than he says, his investing philosophy. So I figured his risk appetite,
his bitch ass paper hands. Yeah, the same dude who told everybody to subscribe to his Substack before he prints out this GameStop letter. Then he said, "Oh, GameStop. Here we go. 50-year investment. I believe in Ryan Cohen." 2 weeks later. Oh, no, never mind.
And, the leverage we're putting on, just it didn't make sense for him, but it seemed as though it was more of a trade more so than.
Okay, listen, guys, listen. This is a very important part of this show of the way you look at things when it comes to investing, a la Dr. Michael Burry. Dr. Michael Burry is absolutely correct when it comes to Ryan as a person and as GameStop as a company. Yes, 100% correct. The problem that he's having is in Wall Street, this is what a lot of people have. They have the transactional way of thinking. They don't get to see beyond the transaction. There's a conclusion, there's an outcome, but there's never an imagination. That's the problem. Your imagination is what helps you see more than what's in front of you. I give you this point, and this is just a point that I learned. I heard it somewhere, and it's 100% correct. It's a way of thinking, right? You do deductive reasoning. And some of you guys have heard this before, but I'll do it for you again in this light. If you have a dog, right? You assume you own a dog house. You assume you have a backyard. You assume you're married. You assume you have a wife. You assume you have kids. That means so you're not gay. That's what it means. I just did all that reasoning. I figured it all out from there. A la Norm Macdonald. What's the other way of seeing it? If you don't have a dog, you're gay. Those are your two outcomes. And that's the whole point of GameStop. If you don't understand what I'm telling you right now. Either you believe in everything or you don't. It's that simple. We'll carry on. Don't mind me. Oh, I'm hilarious.
Than anything.
Yeah, looking at the price action yesterday, is that reflective of sort of like a shakeout of non-believers, and you feel like you have the right people around the table now?
When I think back to Chewy, every single day was a shakeout of non-believers.
Shake them off.
I don't know. It's hard to diagnose the shareholder base. And
you saw me show you Markets with May. She says, I'm finally going along with Ryan. I finally get it. Blah, 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 blah. Let me tell you how wrong everyone is right now. Everyone in this world. Do you know this man is so passionate to get eBay? He wants to buy it. He wants to own it. He wants to grab it. He wants it. It doesn't matter. Nothing can get in his way. He doesn't want proxy battles. He doesn't want this drawn out process. He's telling you, just give me the damn thing and I'll do it better. And we know he will. He has a track record to do that. He's not here to fail. He didn't put in billions of dollars of his own money. Yes, his own money, just like he did with GameStop, just like he does with everything. It's his money to spend. And not only that, he's doing it for free for you, eBay, but check this out. You're going to be called GameStop real soon. Guys, this is what you want, right? You don't want it any other way. So it's very hard for me to understand why anyone would second guess or not agree to what he's saying. Listen again, okay? He's saying shake you off. He's saying people will eventually leave this investment or stay with it, whatever it may be. But people like Markets with May, what they're all going to do when this stock doesn't go through, if this deal didn't go through, whatever it may be, they'll all leave. They won't be here tomorrow. They'll give up. They'll sell their shares. They're Tony De Niro. No, I'm here forever. This still doesn't work out. There's got to be other stuff waiting, right? We still got to do something. We're still up $2 billion. We'll be up $900 million on this trade alone. Deal or no deal.
and we have him joining the show.
I have no idea what just happened.
Years. Like, it's something that is going to happen fast.
I got to get to the part where I was
Maybe
at.
there's things on eBay that would be tough to find, but if I'm really getting...
I want to build something much larger, and cost cutting, frankly, is the way to make the business more efficient, to pay down the debt and innovate. But when I think about what I can do with eBay in the future, like, look at Chewy.
Yeah.
The eBay is like Chewy on steroids. And so there's so much more runway.
If I went too far back, I don't care. I could watch this interview 1,000 times, 1,000 days for the next 1,000 years.
And it's global.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like a huge opportunity. How do you want to be comped?
Based on performance, 100%.
Is there any tension between you and the shareholders? How do you actually create alignment there?
It would be, my current compensation plan is tied to really lofty metrics, and it's based on the first tranche. I've got to double market cap, as an example, just to hit the first tranche, and the 10x it in order for it to fully vest. So
Seems pretty
I'm not
aligned.
interested in, I haven't taken a dollar of salary or any bonuses. And, it's funny, actually, I just got a call from my team today that said, this is how I know they hate me. They're not happy about this, by the way.
The GameStop. This is the
The
GameStop,
GameStop
team.
team?
eBay. No, eBay is
Oh, the
not
eBay
happy.
team. Okay.
Yeah, after this interview, they're really not going to like me. But because they're going to find out I'm cutting marketing spend. And the board already doesn't like me because I'm calling out all the board fees.
Yeah.
But I get a call and they say, they're calling out your personal assistant. I said, what are you talking about? And they said they went on the GameStop's career page and they saw that there's a listing for the personal assistant, and it's all kinds of personal stuff. And that's basically a CEO benefit. And, it's basically not, you're using company resources personally. Mm-hmm. I pay for my personal assistant personally. I don't even pay for the company doesn't pay for my personal assistant. So they're already starting to get, they're doing whatever they can. They want to fight.
Has any major eBay shareholders reached out to you? Have you had, what is the general sentiment? What do you think it'll look like if you take this directly to the shareholders?
I don't know. I mean, I want to own eBay at $125 a share. There's tax advantages to rolling it, but when I think about what eBay could be worth, if I'm running this business, I believe it's a heck of a lot more than $125 a share. And so I would roll 100% of the equity.
Hold on right there, guys. Hold on right there. Okay, let's look at this chart really quick. And I won't lose my spot this time. Okay, now let's look at this chart. This white line, okay, the white line is where Ryan bought the shares. Okay, that's GameStop's cost average, 85.84. They're here on the white line. So, with that being said, them being on the white line, he's offering this next line up here. And I won't even call it white anymore. I'm going to be racist and I'm going to call it golden. So, it's golden now. So, they're willing to buy the shares way up here. And this is the part that Ryan's saying. He's saying, hey, listen, guys, I'm willing to sell and buy it way at 125 where it's never been. Just so you guys can look at this stock in this company. It's never been to that yellow line where they're trying to buy it at. It's never been there. They're willing to buy it up there. They're willing to sell it. You could sell it to us, but you lose nothing, eBay investors. What you get to do is you get to inherit GameStop, and the value of your company stays with you. So if I'm an investor and I want to buy something and I'm trying to sell something, not only would I give up half my shares at that price point, you have to think about it this way. They're willing to give you half cash. You're getting 125, but now you're rolling back into the equity position of a company that's going to have cash on the sheet, It's going to have, well, at least $1 billion out of GameStop's coffers. It'll still have $3 billion on your end. That's $3 billion total. So $3 billion cash. You're going to generate profits of $5 billion of this parent company. And how much of the $5 billion would be attributed to the new float, which the new float, it looks like it's going to be 1 billion shares. I'm ballparking a number. So you're looking at $5 per share when you inherit with GameStop, when you dilute the two or however you want to do it, whenever you conjoin the two. $5 a share. So yes, if you're a GameStop investor, it's amazing. We go up from $1 to $5. Those metrics are what's going to be measured. So wouldn't you want to be on this rocket ship? Because if we're making $5 a share, just so we're clear on our EPS, earnings per share after the fact, you're going to multiply that with the price to earnings ratio of what? I would love to know. Is it going to be 20? Is it going to be 25? Is it going to be 30? Because if it's 20, we're a $100 billion company. We're now double the price of what you are, eBay, today. $250 a share. If we're doubled, well, with the equivalent of that, it would end up coming out to being, well, you do the simple math at that point. The float is there. You're going to go ahead and look at a $100 billion company. You're going to look at $100 a share. Look where you're headed. Look where you're going. That's an increase from where you're at today, without a doubt. Because you're getting 2 shares for every third share. It's like that, 3 for every 2. Think about that for a second. You're going to be netting 40% increase on top of the 40 you sold for. That's the point. If you're doing the math, guys, the math is mathing. GameStop is going to make you $5 billion, and that's not projecting growth. That's just projecting cutting fat and looking at it like sideways, being like, okay, man, this looks okay. Now we can do something with this. But you get to scale off of that. And I'd much rather try to scale off of a cash pile of $3 billion and $5 billion in earnings. Yeah, we can service some debt. We can do it however we want, but we're here for a lifetime. You think banks are going to be coming to you saying, well, wait a minute. No, they're going to come in and say, how can I get in there? They're going to buy this up. Hey, and the short sellers? We haven't even talked about the short sellers. You think they're prepared? They were shorting GameStop at 21. I'll see you at 100. Yeah, dilution and all. $100 a share. Gonna happen within 2 years, no matter what you do. $100 billion is gonna happen. Then I'll see you at 2 billion, 200 billion, 300 billion, 400 billion. Doesn't matter. You can't stop what's happening. You can try. Good luck.
But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
What do you think of Michael Burry's critiques? A lot of people were, talking about him exiting yesterday. He doesn't believe. Have you guys chatted?
I haven't chatted with Michael in a long time. I've seen he's more active than he says, his investing philosophy. So I figured his risk appetite, and the leverage we're putting on, just it didn't make sense for him. But it seemed as though it was more of a trade more so than anything.
Yeah, looking at the price action yesterday, is that reflective of sort of like a shakeout of non-believers, and you feel like you have the right people around the table now?
When I think back to Chewy, every single day was a shakeout of non-believers. So I don't know. It's hard to diagnose the shareholder base, and I'm focused on what I could build over a long period of time. And if I got my hands on eBay, I can build something worth a lot and much larger than it is. So,
was Paramount at all an inspiration?
I was going to ask.
I've looked at it. What they did is really interesting too.
Isn't it? Paramount went out there and bought a company 10x it, and they both lose money each year. They can't service that debt anyway, and they still double straddle that damn debt.
Just because a smaller company buying a much larger company, but the deal still went through. The capital was marshaled. That was something that I think was unclear yesterday for some people. Was half cash, half stock. Where is it coming from? How much of this is just an ongoing conversation, and as you work through this process, you'll engage with other, pools of capital or financiers to actually put together the final package? Do you have a date that you want this to be done by?
We have the cash. We have the cash accounted for today in terms of a highly confident letter from our bank for the 20 billion. Plus, we've got 9 billion of cash. So, and the rest would be them rolling the equity into the combined company.
Sure.
Yeah, I think that was the rolling of the equity was the thing that if it had got into the viral clip from CNBC yesterday, would have made a lot more sense. So I'm glad we're getting it in now.
Yep. Is there how much of your critique of eBay is specifically around the current management team?
They've done a decent job. It's anyone when you've got perverse financial and they're not operating like owners. It just when you've got it all on the line, you're going to do whatever it's going to take. 20-hour days, 7 days a week, you're not going to stop. And when equity is given out to you like candy, it's all companies. So the directors, board of directors make $4 million. Like 350 to 450,000 per director. There's been no insider buying at the company. It's not a surprise. They're not going to light the money on fire. They're not going to light the world on fire. But you've got a bunch of professionals in the board and a professional management.
Yeah.
So if this deal goes,
just to answer the question that was written in the chat right now, the question was. And let me go back to it. It says eBay pays out dividends. Does that mean dividends for GameStop shareholders? No. Two things that this transaction will not mean. It will not mean that, and it will also not mean that GameStop's in the S&P 500. Because you buy a company in the S&P 500, it does not mean that you have inclusion into it. The S&P 500 will delete eBay out of the S&P, but then they will inversely vote if they should get GameStop in it. And at this point of the transaction, they would absolutely be eligible, right? So they would have the market cap for it. They would, oh, my love. Yeah, baby. Are those homemade?
Yeah.
Oh, homemade tortillas, Mom. What? Oh, yeah. Oh, Mom. Hey, guys. Steak picada, rice and beans. You guys know the deal. Hold on. It's, she put it on a paper plate with a little holder there. So this shit is so good. Homemade beans, I can tell you that. Homemade beans and rice. Everything's homemade, bro. I can't, there's nothing I can do. I don't care. We're going to listen to the rest of this shit. What was I saying right now about it? He said something that made me, oh yeah, the dividends. I would actually absolutely hope that they wouldn't do dividends. Because I don't agree with eBay's business strategy. They're paying dividends and yet they're not paying down their debt as quickly as possible so that they're not running a red company per se, right? Like just because you're trying to satisfy some fat cats with dividends doesn't mean that your company should be running that way. You could be stacking cash and doing it a whole different way, doing share buybacks after the fact. If your company's massive with cash and growth and all the above, like if they took all that cash they have or the profits that they actually generate and not paid out in dividends, they'd be doing great. But now, what do I know? I'm just a dude over here, and you're a dude over there. Keep going, Ryan. I'm listening.
Goes through roughly what percentage of your personal net worth will be tied to it?
Well, I haven't done the math, but if things go correctly, then it better be the majority. Otherwise, I'm wasting my time.
Yeah.
What was your first memory using eBay? Were you a power seller back in the day?
Very good question.
I bought and sold DJ equipment on eBay back in like 2003. It was amazing.
I don't remember my first transaction, but I'm going to have to get back to you on that one.
Okay. With GameStop, last time we talked, you were mentioning a little bit of expansion into digital goods, less physical material and stuff. Like, do you think that there's an opportunity for eBay to play in a digital marketplace or in a world where certain collectibles or certain goods become digital or the market shifts towards more digital goods? And would you like to see eBay expand into that?
Yes and yes, in terms of the digital marketplace. And they're already doing it to a certain extent. I mean, like all kinds of Roblox digital items are bought and sold, but, and I've actually bought them for my kids. And there's so much fraud on the platform. Like we're buying stuff, it's not a real item, end up having to do a chargeback, but then it ended up getting delivered. So you can't do a chargeback. So like they've got the basics of it, but it's not being done well. So like digital gaming, totally. That's a huge opportunity to dig into. There's so much potential.
On digital stuff, I guess. You're obviously interested in cutting costs. Are you optimistic that stable coins might be a path to reducing costs? It's a high volume transaction business, obviously a lot of credit card fees. Maybe there's a way around that with stable coins. We hear that from a lot of stablecoin founders. Haven't heard it from as many operators. What do you think?
I don't have a point of view on that. I haven't looked into it. So
this is why I tell you guys, you all have to stop the bullshit with cryptocurrency, tokenization of stocks, all the shit they try to push in front of you. I'm just going with traditional GameStop transactions. And that's it. So it's GameStop or nothing. Enjoy. That's all I'm going to say to that. You bullshit ass stable coins. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody even cares. Like, where did that come from? That's a one question. And just like, what the are you talking about, bro?
Oh,
I think the sellers would probably be eating the cost, but potential option.
Yeah. I don't know. Jordy?
Do you have any sense of how eBay is using AI internally today? Have they spoken about it much? Do you believe they're getting very much leverage out of the models? Do you think there could be quite a bit more?
I've seen that they've made listings easier in terms of just generating product descriptions and stuff like that. So I think they're kind of like doing the super easy stuff. Still, there's a lot of friction to sell a product on eBay. Like it's not easy. So the benefit of our 1,600 stores is we have the ability to increase intake, but I would go through it and I would make it as simple as possible to have a real item for sale as a seller. And there's a lot of steps. It's a pain in the ass. It's too difficult.
Yeah. 1,600 stores in the world where you combined eBay and GameStop. Do you expect that number to increase, decrease, stay the same?
It's a good question. I mean, our footprint is a moving target. This was part of what appealed to me originally when I went into GameStop was the leases were short term. So they're like 2 to 3 year leases. And as we see how the business performs, we decide whether or not it makes sense to renew the store. So,
all right. So listen up. This is the best part. If you guys are listening, okay, which I know you guys do. You guys listen. I get it. Here's how this works. Okay. This is Amazon. This is Amazon. This is why we get to beat Amazon. You see, the thing about the two companies, the identities of the two companies. One, Amazon used to sell books. You would never dream that they would sell everything. They would be a third-party custodian and that they would actually invent a media company. You didn't think this way at the beginning. The other part Amazon didn't factor in, albeit that they build massive fulfillment centers. What they don't have is a physical footprint that covers 1,600 hubs, right? So logistically, they're beat. Amazon has tried to buy the space. They tried to invent Amazon Prime stores. They tried to do drop-off lockers. They've tried to do integration with Kohl's. Amazon has tried everything they could to speed up the process, make it more efficient. And that's cool. But it's the backwards way of doing something. When you look at something like Walmart, I don't know if you guys have seen the growth of Walmart online and the growth of delivery from Walmart stores. The reason why it's so successful is because it's from the grocery store to home. The grocery stores already exist everywhere in the world. Have you ever seen someone try to do grocery stores delivered? It's really bad if they don't have the infrastructure for it. This is why people try to tag along the idea that GameStop needs to buy something like Best Buy or Bed Bath & Gone or any other brick and mortar. They're not understanding. Those are heavy lease buildings, massive square feet. It's not ideal for a nimble, agile, collectible selling company. You haven't been told this yet because you think they're all delivering grand pianos. Those cards take up the space of my bookshelf, and this will hold $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 worth of inventory. That's the whole point. The efficiency of GameStop and what they're doing by focusing on categories that they get to keep the margins, ship out light, and get it to you in time, that footprint is the reinforcement of what everyone wants. Amazon tried to buy it. They can't do it. And in this case, GameStop already had 7,000 Subways. It felt like it was Subway sandwich. But it had 7,000 GameStops at a point. Now we drew it all back. Here's what we have. 1,600 in America. And they're still doing $3.6 billion worth of sales. In addition to doing sales, it's 2 for 1. It can also verify, authenticate, and ship out. Go ask PSA. PSA is doing more business than they've ever done, and they're paying a premium to GameStop. You wait till the numbers really iron themselves out. The best part that I love about it all is that GameStop has not given themselves valuation for power packs, for the complete revamp and turnaround of what they're doing today. So yes, you get to buy eBay at a discount by offering GameStop shares at this price or this price. But the higher GameStop gets in the near future, it's going to reflect on this whole transaction, because this transaction is going to pump into what GameStop already does as profit. This is beneficial both ways. The difference is eBay is beneficial for GameStop, the company. Ryan Cohen is beneficial for eBay, the company. It's a triangle, and I'll call it an isosceles triangle. Everything is weighed the same somewhere down this road. That's what I see.
I mean, it's going to be dependent on the utility of the stores. Like if there's traffic and if profitability is increasing, we'll keep the stores open. And if it's not the case, then we'll shrink the store base.
Okay. A couple other scenarios. In a world where an M&A doesn't happen, is there a business partnership to be done where verification of rare collectibles can happen at GameStop physical retail stores for a price, and eBay is paying GameStop for that service? Is that something you've explored? Is that something that's at all likely to happen?
Well, yes, and it would basically take $0 in CapEx in order to do something like that, and it's a good idea. I hope that doesn't happen, because I want to run the entire thing. But if it doesn't, then there's a partnership option. I reached out to eBay, I don't know, maybe a year or 2 years ago to talk to them about partnering, and they didn't engage seriously. Like everyone everyone's on vacation. Everyone's always on vacation. Like they're not available. They have assistants. I'll get back to you next week. And it's like, let's go. Let's get it done now. So then they never get back to you. Then you're following up. It's like there's no sense of urgency at that company. There's no sense of urgency, frankly, at most companies. So it never gained any traction.
Okay. Etsy is trading at $6 billion. Is that a target if the eBay plan doesn't come together?
No collectibles action there.
It was in the chat. I got to ask.
eBay's just such a natural fit for the collectibles, leveraging our footprint, but then also like my ability to cut costs and build something much larger at the company. So I don't know. Everything else is, if it doesn't work out, we could find something else. But I like eBay. It brings me back to my roots.
What's something that eBay is not doing today that you think they could expand into, or is that even the right question? Do you think the core business is just so great and they're so dominant in many of these categories that you just want to pour fuel on the fire?
Live commerce.
Yeah. But to me, that's an extension, right? Because they have a lot of inventory. It's just a new selling channel.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, in terms of doing that well, accelerating revenue growth, I think that's big. And so going much deeper into collectibles, in luxury, trading cards, there's a lot of runway there.
Do you have a position on international capital providers? A lot of these big deals.
That doesn't matter. Hold on. Hey, guys, we will kill Whatnot. We will take out Facebook Marketplace. There'll be nobody left. It'll be us and Amazon. I'm just letting you know. That's how big this is. This is hundreds of billions of dollars, if not $1 trillion. Remember what this transaction is.
Maybe they start at 50 at half cash, half stock. They wind up being more leaning cash. That's what we saw with the Paramount Warner Brothers deal. Are you interested in talking to international sovereign wealth funds, that type of capital provider?
We're looking at a variety of different options currently.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
Mutual friend of the show and GameStop Mod Retro. They've been pretty aggressively pushing into this retro gaming category. How do you see that growing? Our team at the office recently got an old Xbox 360, fired it up. I can see retro gaming just getting more and more popular. But what's your view on the category right now, and where do you think it's going?
The return rates are kind of high, but we're building out the retro business in our stores currently. So it's still small, but it's a growing category for us.
Mm-hmm. What do you want to see the rest of this week? How do you see it playing out?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Balls in their court.
Pretty much, yeah.
Balls in their court.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll let you get to it. I'm sure you have more
Thanks
calls.
for jumping on.
Thanks for jumping on.
You're welcome to join anytime. Let's do it again as the story progresses, but we're enjoying following along. And if anybody out there wants more information, it's on the website.
Yeah. It's on the website.
Exactly.
If anybody asks you how he's paying for it, just tell him half cash, half stock. You got the beginning and the end of the interview. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Great to see you, Ryan.
Have a great rest of the week. Good luck out there.
Cheers.
Goodbye.
What a great man. You know, I've been watching GameStop and Ryan Cohen and all the investors, all the channels, all the pundits, all the correspondents, everybody says what they say about GameStop. And it's the first time where Ryan got to sit down and brainstorm and explain himself in detail. This is forward guidance. This is what stock analysts should be factoring in and giving price targets, increased attention, resources to covering the stock in the transaction. Everyone's so fixated on how and not with the when, where, and why, just the how. If they knew how the M&A works, then they would want to see the other side of this. Remember what I'm about to tell you guys, because this is why I am so in love with this investment. GameStop, Ryan Cohen specifically, will find a way to buy eBay. I'm going to pray for it. I'm going to manifest it. I'm going to tell you this, that when he does, we're going to go into hyperspeed, overdrive, Star Trek to another galaxy far, far away, to infinity and beyond. We're going. Because all of Wall Street will have to come over and kiss the ring. They're going to have to run all the way through GameStop, eBay, a sheet that's impenetrable, and you as an investor. You're going to insulate yourself with this investment for the rest of your life. And you get to tell people, it's not that did you make money on that GameStop trade? Oh, that GameStop pop? You're going to be like, what? Are you kidding? I've been owning GameStop since before it even owned eBay. Look at that run from eBay to what it is today. When Ryan took over, that stock was only, $60 a share. Now look at it. It's $600 a share. Oh, the identity? The identity is that eBay's worth X amount of dollars, and all 95% of institutional investors got GameStop shares for it, right? Now it's called GameStop, but yet that GameStop stock is now something. That identity, you're going to wear it. May God bless you all. Pray for my family. Pray for my dad. One thing my dad always taught me, you can't beat time. That's why I'm not sad about getting older. But I can beat you. I can beat you, Wall Street. I can beat you, short sellers. I can beat you, naysayers. I can beat you, stock analysts. I can beat you, anyone against me. I got my pops with me. I got GameStop. I got Papa Cohen. And soon I'll have eBay. I'll see you around, millionaires. He said it. What did he say? What did he call it? He said, that stock, I'm going to make it my baby. My baby.